Batting order. Jack Lausch, who hit that home run, leading things off. Got his 7th of the year. He's a power guy. But leading off for Northwestern, so obviously can hit for average as well, as he will see on the mound Cooper Underwood for Georgia Tech, the freshman from Ackworth.
It's something you got to be careful too of. Like, you got a guy that's got 7 home runs, he's leading off, he's a power guy, right? You want to get ahead early, start the game off on a good note, but you also don't want to cruise one right down the middle and let this guy leave the yard.
Chicago, Illinois native, staying home for college ball. Von Lackey. Where is he on defense?
First base.
First.
Yeah.
First ever start.
Yeah, that guy can play all over. It's pretty cool to see.
2-0. And Underwood slips on that one, hits the batter on the first.
Yeah, not exactly the start you want, but look
quick
for
visit.
Coop to bounce back on this next batter.
Thought we were about to get a quick visit, but just trading out the balls.
Yeah.
Too slick.
Yeah, no,
Obviously.
maybe, yeah, apparently, hopefully this one's a little more mudded up.
So already a runner on first, and Jack Lausch. Ryan Kucherak throwing to Lackey with a little pickup. Going behind the plate is Drew Rogers. They have that luxury.
Yeah, they do. They have a luxury that a lot of people don't, having 2 really, really, really good catchers that break the stereotypical catcher profile too. These guys can hit and catch. They're not just catchers.
They really are so good to have a top 25 catcher in his recruiting class in Drew Rogers, and then, oh, he's not starting behind the plate. It's Von Lackey.
It's a luxury that a lot of teams, I bet, would be willing to have.
So 1-0. Outside. Trying to find the strike zone here, just 5 pitches in. Kucherak from Chandler, Arizona. Gets the edge, 2-1. .25 ERA for the young freshman. Last year, Kucherak's first year at Northwestern. Coming from LSU, 2-1. Way outside. Just losing some control here early, hasn't really found it.
Yeah, he'll dial it in. I'm not too worried. First 2 starts of the year have gone great, shown a lot of control. Sometimes that just happens, right? You got a little feel, it takes a little something, a little thought, whatever it is, for that to come back.
Just playing in 2 games this year. Fills up the count, 3-2, works his way back up on the miss from Kucherak, .270 hitter on the season.
And it seems like he's got more control. The breaking ball is the one that he's landing. The fastballs, we've seen the fastball just miss a lot up in Armstead so far.
3-2. And far inside, a walk, a hit batter, and then a walk. Now 2 runners on, no outs, so not the start Cooper Underwood would like to see. And it seems like we will get a visit from the pitching coach for Georgia Tech, assistant coach and recruiting coordinator Matt Taylor. Get an early visit. Since it is so early, there's no action in the bullpen.
Yeah, I wish I had a little more of a cue what was going on there, but I was not a pitcher and I did not play infield. But what I'd assume would be going on right now is kind of just what we just talked about, right? Staying confident, telling them you got your guys behind you. Here's a little feel, you're doing this a little wrong. Get that feel back in place and start pounding the strike zone.
You didn't find yourself in these mound visits?
No, I was very far away in the outfield.
Drew Burris spot,
yeah.
center field.
Yeah, very, very far
hanging
away.
out, just in your own thoughts.
Yeah, so unless there was a mic unless there was a mic on the mound, I was not going to catch much of what was going on.
So Cooper Underwood hits Jack Lausch, leading off the game, walks Ryan Kucherak, and now he's got Jackson Freeman hitting .395, and then Noah Ruiz hitting .400 in that 3 and 4 hole. Too far inside for the lefty.
Oh, two balls, go, man.
Just couldn't quite get the zone. Seen him hit that edge. Lawrence follows it up with a nice 1-1-1. Freeman taking a big jump here in his junior season. One from Underwood. Jake, is there a feeling of that jump after 2 years? You get that underclassmen experience, and now in your junior season, you ended up leaving after your junior year. So is there more confidence in that?
Yeah, I think it's just a lot of it is reps and playing in that environment. So baseball, growing up, like once you get to high school, even every level of college baseball, like D3, D2, D1, it's all the same sport. It's just adjusting the speeds. So when you get in as a freshman, you're playing the same game. Everything's just moving a little faster. So it's getting those reps in those game-like situations to help slow the game down.
Advincula stops it. Throw. Lackey came off the base. So 2 runners move, and now bases loaded with no outs.
Number 1, Noah Ruiz.
As a slow start once again plagues this Georgia Tech team.
Yeah, Northwestern has had their number early on.
Good hit there from Jackson Freeman, as now the only player, or only one of 2 players with higher averages than him in Noah Ruiz. Actually, that just changed. Now he's a .410 hitter with that single. First pitch strike. Ruiz from San Diego, California. He gets good contact out to left. One scores, another coming. And once again, the Wildcats are on the board first, 2-0.
Now batting number 9, Nick Barron.
Good contact out to left. Now that's back-to-back hits off Cooper Underwood. There is some movement in the bullpen. No one's throwing yet, but I see some catcher gear getting slapped on.
Yeah, like we talked about earlier, like you want to keep these games close, right? So especially Georgia Tech has had the luxury of going up big the first 2 games. So they've got a lot of guys in that pen that are ready to go. If Cooper Underwood continues to struggle, they're just not going to let the game get out of hand. They're going to go to somebody to try to keep this in reach.
Nick Barron will try to keep the trend going for the Wildcats. Bouncer towards Advincula. Von Lackey takes it, tapped, and Underwood gets the out. So 1 down now. Runners in scoring position.
Now batting number 8, Owen McElpatrick.
Thought Advincula was going to go after that one.
Yeah, that's a thing that they practice a lot. That pitcher PFP, they're going to be talking about that. Coop getting over there, doing a good job finding the base.
First career start at first base for Von Lackey. He started 10 games at third last year. So see him in the field, like you said, you hear it so much. He can play anywhere, which is not a normal thing for a catcher.
Yeah, that's the thing that makes him special, is you could put him over at third. You can put him in any spot in the outfield. You can put him at any spot in the infield, and he's going to look like a really, really, really good defender.
Owen McElpatrick, the senior. 0-2 count to start. On the outside, Underwood picks up a first ball.
Going back to that breaking ball that we were talking about, that's like the pitch that he has the most control of. Tries to go around on the back door, just misses outside.
Do have someone warming up in the bullpen now. Looks like that is
Gaudet.
18 in white, Caden Gaudet. Foul ball goes outside the third base line. I love how I was using binoculars to see who was in the bullpen. Jake just has it.
Well, I don't. Yeah, I played with Gaudet when I was here, so I don't. I recognize the throw motion all the way from here.
He'll get ready to go. But right now, 2-2. Hooked again, foul. Noah Ruiz on second, Jackson Freeman sitting on third. Tampa product at the plate. Fills up the count, works it back from down 2 strikes. Out towards right, goes over the head of Baker. Another run scores, second one coming home, and it is a 4-0 lead for Northwestern here in the top of the first inning.
Just a really good piece of hitting. Going the other way, hits it hard. Baker goes first step in, which is usually what you don't want to do in the outfield, especially on those balls that are hit hard right at you. Sit in that kind of read zone or even a step back before you make a decision.
A great piece of hitting. Owen McElpatrick double to right. Brings home Jackson Freeman and Noah Ruiz. As now we'll see Gaudet finish up his warm-up. And James Ramsey will make the point, likely. And we get the call, so Caden Gaudet will head on out. And when we come back, we will introduce you to the new Georgia Tech arm. 4-0 right now, Northwestern up. Alpharetta, Georgia, a guy you're familiar with, Caden Gaudet.
Yeah, I played with Gaudet, was a freshman when I was a junior my last year here. And kind of like we talked about earlier, right? Georgia Tech's gone up big the first 2 games in the series. They have the luxury of having a lot of their guys in the pen ready to go and up today. So game gets a little out of control in the first inning. Bring Gaudet in, slow it down, get a stop, get the bats going.
0-1 this year, 13 innings, but that strike to walk ratio right there, that's a big positive for him early.
Yeah, that's the thing you want to look at. Like when you're trying to see if a guy's got good stuff as a pitcher, look at the innings pitched, look at the Ks, right? If you're striking out a guy more than once an inning, you've got swing or miss stuff, and that's a good indication of good stuff to come.
Winning record, usually not. The thing to tell you how good a pitcher is. He's 0 for 1 on the year, but like you said, the innings and then that strikeout to walk ratio has been very good for him this year.
Win losses as a relief pitcher are, it's more
You're just gonna
as a
get what
starter.
you
Yeah,
get.
it's not like, that's not like really a stat that I would say is too big of a deal. Obviously, you'd want all your stats to be good, but win and losses as a relief guy is not the thing that I would say they're too concerned with.
Well, because you get put in bad situations.
Yeah,
and then you got to deal with it. First pitch strike for Gaudet. Logan DeGroot, sophomore from California. Played sparingly a year ago. And another one, Rogers frames that nicely.
Comes out, that's his best pitch. He's got a hard little gyro slider that he comes out firing, and he throws it, it's really hard. It's hard for the hitters to pick up, right? Because the traditional slider has a big pop. You see it right out of the hand. Gaudet's doesn't do that.
And a strikeout for Caden Gaudet. 3 pitches.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want, like we talked about, right? You're going to go to Gaudet out of the bullpen. You need an older guy who's got good stuff, confident on the mound to come in and shut that door, get the offense ready to work, get some runs back on the board.
13 games out of the bullpen last year in 13 innings. Big rise from his freshman year, or redshirt freshman year. Lays down the bunt, goes foul. Did not play his true freshman year, and then as a redshirt freshman, 9 games out of the pen.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a called bunt or not. Usually kind of the rule of thumb is if you're going to bunt with the guy on second, you're going to do it with none or 1, because getting that guy over to third he's already in scoring position with 2 outs. A single scores him. So even getting him to third with a bunt there, if you bunt for a hit, you still need a single to score him.
0-1. 2 outs, a runner on second. Got it.
And there's that pitch.
There's that strikeout stuff. He had 6 strikeouts his redshirt freshman year. Bumped it up to 20 that next year, and now a junior. Gets ahead, back-to-back at-bats. Gets low, Rogers stays in front.
He's coming out doing a really good job of throwing that hard little gyro slider all low and away too, right? That's what you want to do. Because it's hard to pick up, a lot of hitters, when they see that, they're gonna swing over, they're not gonna see that pitch. If you leave that pitch a little middle in and it doesn't move as much as a traditional slider, sometimes it could get hit.
Evens up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. McKilpatrick on second base. Two outs. Fouled off as Georgia Tech trying to get out of a very long top of the first. They took the first game 17-3 in 7, second one 13-3 in 7. Jack Council throws the pitch, but it looks like the second base umpire, Doug Vines, coming in to stop it, so that pitch doesn't count. We're still at 2-2. Or it looks like holding 3-2,
yeah, 3-2.
so it is a ball.
Pitch clock violation right there.
There it is. So Doug Vines keeping an eye on that. For Ryan Clark behind home plate, Justin Whitten on third, and Damian Beal watching first. Council came last year from Michigan. Fouls it off again. A good battle here.
Yeah, really good battle. Gets
So
started a little late.
someone
Really
running
good
in.
pitch, though.
Great pitch.
Really good pitch. I'm sure if you're Gaudette or the Yellow Jacket coaching staff, you wish that pitch went through.
Full count. Swing and a miss. Caden Gaudette comes in, gets 2 strikeouts, but Northwestern 4 runs to start this one. Georgia Tech once again playing from behind. Up to the plate for the first time. Bottom of the first inning, Nathaniel Coupe had a huge grand slam yesterday. He'll get the start. Alex Hernandez not in the lineup. He is day-to-day, will not be on defense, but he could possibly get into hit. But that is not for sure. And they'll face Garrett Shearer, 6'4", 220 from O'Fallon, Illinois. He's played twice this year. Went 1 2/3 against Rice back in mid-February, and 3 innings against Cornell. Both of those wins. Not a high strikeout guy. 3 strikeouts to 1 walk on the year.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to scout pitchers early on in the year, right? Because you don't know what guys you don't know what guys did in the offseason. You don't know if they developed new pitches. So at the beginning of the year, you kind of take scouting reports with a grain of salt. You have a decent idea of what's going to be there, but don't be surprised, right? If this guy comes out with a new pitch that wasn't in the scouting report. The other thing is a lot of these northern teams are inside. It's too cold to get outside, right? A lot of these guys are inside for a majority of the offseason and spring ball. So sometimes you don't know what you're going to get beginning of the year, come out, knock the rust off, right? And get to playing a little better baseball.
You have some experience with those indoor days.
Yeah, yes, I do.
Up in Connecticut.
Yes, I do.
Burris. First pitch swing, and he's got a single.
And that's big, right? You don't want to, after a long inning like that, you don't want to make a first pitch, first out. And if you're Drew Burris, you're swinging first pitch knowing that I'm hunting this pitch, it's in my zone, and if I swing, I'm going to absolutely smash this ball.
Drew Burris is now 6 for 9 in this series.
Not a bad weekend.
Not a bad one. Well, Jaron Advincula, what's he? 6 for 9.
Yeah.
So not the only one.
These guys have been on fire.
Advincula gets underneath it. Hofstadler tracking it down. He does. This is his first start at catcher in the series. So one Advincula would like to get back likely.
Yeah, one that I'm sure a lot of Jaron's swinging such a hot bat right now that you go out there, right, you get a pitch that you think you're going to hit. You can let him swing. The only thing is you go long inning in the first, that you give up 4. Your guys are a little tired from defense, and then, like we just talked about, Burris swung first pitch, hard hit ball. You swing first pitch, you might want to work a little more of an at-bat. But then again, he's swinging such a hot bat that you're fine with him doing that.
Von Lackey at the plate, Drew Burris on first. Shearer 0-1 to start. Von Lackey named a Top 5 catcher, number 2 by D1 baseball coming into the season. On the outside, evens up the count 1-1.
And it's crazy to think about, like, how good Vaughn Lackey is, how athletic he is, how good of a catcher he is, right? And the strides he's made hitting over year to year to year have just been incredible.
1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. And you said to me, Vaughn Lackey was kind of a late riser in high school.
Yeah, he wasn't, like, you talk about some of these guys, right? Like, you have Drew Burris, Alex Hernandez, Drew Rogers, like, highly touted guys. Vaughn Lackey exploded on the scene late. I remember being still at Georgia Tech and them talking about this kid and how good he got so late.
Gets a piece, so stays alive, 1-2. And he didn't do amazing that first year, but like you said, he's just gotten better and better.
Yeah, and the hit tools obviously come a long way, but it says something that as a freshman, like, he was catching every day. That's how good of a catcher Vaughn Lackey is.
Way outside. Lackey hit .214 his freshman year. Jumped up to .347 in his second year, and then right now he's hitting .514 currently.
Yeah, and the other things to look at is the home runs, right? Because you go to .347 with 6 home runs. Everybody's like, all right, we want to see him hit for a little more power. He's already got 4.
He did 6 all last season in 60 games started.
Yeah.
We're 11 games in currently. He's too shy.
Exactly.
2-2 count. He's even with Shearer now. Lackey down the line. Burris heading to third. Ramsey sending it home. Lackey, a double and an RBI. 4-1.
Yep, that's the answer back you want. And that's what Georgia Tech has done a really good job of doing this series. If you're Northwestern, you want to shut them down here, because every time that you've jumped out early, Georgia Tech has matched you immediately.
Georgia Tech yesterday came up to a 3-0 lead, so they were in command from the beginning. It was 2-2 in the first inning in game 1. Georgia Tech ended up putting up 17. They had a 7-run second. That'll usually do it.
Yeah, that's you want to put up crooked numbers, is what they talk about, right?
Will Baker at the plate, one of the hottest bats in the country, second in D1 with 7 doubles.
Yeah, the thing I really like about Baker is the 2-strike approach, right? Like, when he gets the 2-strike, he doesn't chase. He does that. He sees the ball really deep, and he's fine spraying the ball the other way.
Lackey heading home. Baker now tied for first in Division I in doubles.
Yeah, and that's exactly, like, great swing there, pitch on the outer half. He's willing to go with that pitch. That's what makes him such a good hitter and such a good 2-strike hitter. When you can go that way and you could see that ball that deep, you're making decisions later, right? You're not going to chase as much.
And shout out our crew, put up that graphic. What does Will Baker do? Yeah. Another double. Just what he does.
We're going to need a new one. We're going to need a new one for his next at bat.
See if he takes sole lead. First pitch in for Ryan Zuckerman, transferring from Pitt. A big ACC bat, so much power. 13 home runs a season ago, starting with a 1-0 count. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Struggled a little bit this year with those breaking off speed.
Yeah, I think the thing is, right, is chasing a little, right? Strikeouts are up a little, but I know that everybody in that locker room and the coaching staff, they love Ryan Zuckerman. They know Ryan Zuckerman is a really, really, really good baseball player, and they're not concerned with it. The thing is Ryan Zuckerman's still hitting .390, right? Even with this swing and miss, when you get this guy going, cut down the swing and miss a little, cut down the strikeouts a little.
Straight
He's
to
going to have
third.
a really good year.
Off the glove, Zuckerman can't beat it out. It's just shy of being on first, but that creates 2 outs, still a runner on second. And Will Baker.
Little off the end. Loves it, stays with it, good, stays calm, doesn't. Sometimes in that situation, right, stuff speeds up. Everything speeds up. Mind speeds up, body speeds up. He did a really good job of slowing the play down, getting that throw over to first on a line.
Mikael Fatrick, the one making that play at third. And a strike in for Caleb Daniel, 1-1, has stepped in with Kent Schmidt being out for the Yellow Jackets. Swing and a miss for Daniel, 1-2. Schmidt is being held out, precautionary reasons. They're trying to save him for ACC play.
Yeah, and it's a luxury that like Georgia Tech has, right? This lineup is so deep that you lose a guy like Ken Schmidt. You can plug in these other guys, and you're going to have a really good chance to win a baseball game every day. But saying that, like, you still want a guy like Ken Schmidt in your lineup every day. Like, undoubtedly, Georgia Tech is a better team when Ken Schmidt's in the lineup.
It's crazy to say that the lineup can get better.
Yep.
Daniel hitting the lowest of the starting lineup, or actually second lowest, 333. What a rough year.
Yeah, not bad.
Full count. 3 hits for both sides. And down goes Daniel. Shearer gets his first strikeout, and going into the second inning, Northwestern holding on to a 2-run lead here in Atlanta. Down by 2, Will Baker with a double, now tied for first in Division I, but the Jackets get on the board. Von Lackey comes home, and Baker out in right will try and right the ship defensively for this Jackets team with Caden Gaudette back on the mound.
But that's also really, you really love to see that out of Baker, right? After kind of like a little misplay in the outfield, like head doesn't go down, doesn't beat up on himself, like doesn't take that into his at-bat, gets in there, has a good at-bat, goes the other way, drives in a run, helps his team get back in this baseball game.
All you can do is respond.
That is all you can do. Baseball is a game of what am I going to do next? It does not matter what you did, a pitch before, an at-bat before, a game before.
Goes high over the glove of Lackey. Or of Drew Rogers, excuse me. I forgot Lackey's at first. It's a weird day.
It is.
So it was just missed.
Not a bad miss, but if you're Drew Rogers, right, you're trying to make that look good. So you're fine. Like you're fine with missing that ball.
Gets that one nicely.
Yep, and it's kind of funny. You've had Gaudet that comes in the last inning and goes all that hard gyro slider we were talking about, and right now he's going that 91-mile-an-hour fastball on the outer corner.
Catcher Shane Hofstadler straight to third. Zuckerman, good.
Now batting number 13, Jack Lausch.
So all the way through the lineup.
Yeah, really good there. Routine, right at Zuckerman. Head down, gets the ball out.
That's what you get out of Zuckerman as well.
Yeah, really good, really good defender.
Big bat and great on defense. Out towards Baker, bounces in front, but keeps it there and keeps it at a single for Jack Lausch.
Yeah, really good swing there, and Baker does a really good job of getting around that ball. Right, you want to take the right angle to that ball. Really good swing, low and in breaker. Keeps the bat on it. Baker does a good job of getting to this ball the right way, right? Sometimes when a ball, you have the tendency outfielders to go at it directly, then that ball gets by you, and that turns into a double or a triple. The way Baker goes about it, goes to where the ball is gonna be instead of where the ball is now, so he can cut that ball off and get it in and hold him to a single.
Once again, all you can do is respond.
Yep.
And that time, read it well. You mentioned that first step forward the last time. This time.
Yeah, when we talk about like the read zone, right, in the outfield, like as soon as that ball is hit off the bat, especially the hardest ones, the line drives kind of like right at you, right over your head, right in. You want to sit in that read zone and you look for where the ball is going to go above my hat, the brim of my hat. If it's going above the brim of my hat, start going back. If I'm sitting in that read zone and the ball is going below the brim of my hat, start going in. But it's always easier to start back and come in. Once you go in, it's very hard to get back.
0-2 for Gaudet against Kucherak. Rogers snags the ball and checks on Lausch at first. He's stolen one base this year. Kucherak walked his first time at the plate. Swing and a miss. Gaudet picks up another strikeout. That's 3.
And that's that slider that we're talking about, that hard slider, and he dots it. That's just a pitcher's pitch, right? Low and away. He throws it really hard, so it's really hard to pick up early that it is a slider. That's why you're seeing a lot of these guys swing over. They think it's a fastball.
And Jackson Freeman got the first hit of the day with a single in the first. Out towards left. Daniel goes back to get it. And a much quicker top of the second for Caden Gaudet in Georgia Tech. Getting out of it. Down by 2. Trying to respond here at McNeese Ballpark. to mount the comeback. 4 runs for Northwestern to start things off. And now bottom of the second, James Ramsey and his squad will try to answer. A great player at Florida State. Joined the 7-29 team and then taking over for Danny Hall.
Yeah, Ramsey is that guy. As a player, you loved him. He's been in your shoes. He's been going what you've gone through, so he knows what his players are feeling and how to coach them up.
Drew Rogers at the plate, 320 hitter on the season. Highly touted recruit in his high school days. Getting some time last year as a true freshman. 0-1 outside, high 1-1. 30 games, 22 starts, splitting DH and catcher today. He's catching. One and 1-2. Garrett Shearer has allowed 3 hits.
Yeah, we got a break. It's kind of hard to tell from the angle because the camera's a little offset, but it looks like it might have been a little out there. Drew Rogers had something to say to the umpire after.
And Shearer wants to get a new ball, but
Pitch clocked.
a ball called, so 2-2. Rogers whiffs on it, and Shearer picks up his second strikeout.
Number 19, Nathaniel.
Really good pitch there. Change up, right on right change up. Could be the best pitch, or it could be the worst pitch. If you leave that pitch up, right on right, it's coming off, it's just a slower fastball. But the way he goes about it, spotting that pitch low and into a righty, it's where it's going to have the most depth. We call that like on and down. That's an on and down changeup. That's exactly where you want to throw that pitch.
Swinging on it, Nathaniel Coupe came in yesterday and ended up 2 for 3 with a home run. Starts out even 1-1. Garrett Shearer's played in 2 games this season, 3 strikeouts. He's got 2 today already. No runners on, the single out. Holds off on the ball, 2-2. Fouls it off. Keeps the count where it is for the redshirt sophomore from Florida.
And that's what you want to do, right? We talked about how Northwestern has had to go to their bullpen a lot and early, with Georgia Tech scoring a lot of runs the first 2 games. You want to work their starters' pitch count, hit them where it hurts right now, which is their pen, right? They've had to throw a lot of different guys.
And another strikeout. Matches what he put up in 2 games to start the season. 3 on the day for Garrett Shearer.
It looks like a changeup that he left a little belt high, but Coupe just swings right over it.
And you get to one of the best 9-hole hitters there is in Carson Curse.
Yeah, really, it's funny to think about, right? Because Carson Curse is hitting 9-hole, but these teams and these pitchers have to scout and pitch to him like he is like a top of the lineup kind of guy, because at any other school in the country, that is what he is.
He hits .353 on the season. Game 1, he was 1 for 2. And then yesterday didn't get a hit. He was out for 3, but did get a walk and scored a run. Just inside, and just shy of hitting Curse in the gut.
The fastball a little in there, but I don't mind the pitch, right? If you're going to go to that changeup low and in, right, speed them up a little, throw hard inside, just so you can slow them down with that changeup on and down.
Kurtz towards left, snagged. Kucherek, or DeGroot out and left. Little step aside at the break, end of the second. 4-2, Wildcats up. Span leading Northwestern in his 3rd season. Last year, 25-27, having to battle the Big Ten, which has improved in the past couple years as well.
Yeah, definitely conference expansion, so you add some really good programs, UCLA, Oregon, USC, and also all right there, right? Last season, highest swing percentage since 2005. They're off to a really good start this year.
And goes outside in the first one for Caden Gaudet. Noah Ruiz. Senior year. And a single in the first. Ruiz has to duck that one. Hitting .419 this season. Getting to that part of the lineup that was a lot of trouble for Cooper Underwood. Jackson Freeman and Noah Ruiz both got back-to-back hits. Underneath it, Advincula picks it up at second on the high pop-up.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 9, Nick Barron.
Brings up the DH, Nick Barron. Grounded out towards first. Outside, 4 hits today for Northwestern.
That's a really good pitch. We talk about that like hard little gyro that kind of looks like a fastball to the hand. As a lefty, to backdoor that pitch, you think it's going to be a fastball that's up and out, and just shoots right back in there and clips the corner.
0-1.
He goes right back to it.
And 0-2. Got it. Nearing a career high in innings pitched, with 1 more out and a 1-2 count with Barron. off the end of the bat. Out to left. And Daniel retrieves for 2 down.
Barron puts a pretty decent swing on it, right? Looks like it was in that same kind of like backdoor hard gyro slider. Swing out there. Good swing goes with it, right? Just runs out of the bat a little off the end.
Owen McKilpatrick. Senior here, 2 RBI double. In for a strike, 1-1.
Really good pitch there. If I'm a righty against Caden Gaudette right now, everything he's throwing is away, right? And his best pitch is that hard little gyro slider that he's trying to dot low and away. I'm getting up on that plate and trying to hit a ball really hard to right.
Straight towards short, Curse. Nice throw, Lackey. Picks it up, top of the 3rd. Another 0 on the board. Georgia Tech back at the plate on the other side. Georgia Tech offense just insane this year. 429 average, first in Division I. 160 runs. That's still top 3.
Yeah, and it's something that you expected, right? Georgia Tech had a really good year, really young team last year, and they returned a lot of their starters. But even with just any Georgia Tech team, that is kind of the culture that James Ramsey has built here. Year in and year out, no matter who's in that lineup, this offense is going to be one of the top in the country every year.
Shear still out there in the 3rd for Northwestern. Drew Burris took the first pitch of the game to left end. Got a single to start things off. The tone through the first 6 games, Drew Burris was hitting .333. In comparison to all his teammates, it was a struggle. Well, now he's worked up to .422.
It's funny. That's a guy that you never worry about, right? He's done it at the highest level for 2 years already. Gone off to summer ball at Team USA. You know that this guy is the best hitter in the country, so he's going to figure it out. You don't worry about maybe 5 games without a home run, because then you turn it on this week and you see what he does, right? Or last week where he goes back-to-back leadoff home runs, and he's a double shy of the cycle, or whatever, a single shy of the cycle in the 2nd inning.
Fouled off into the netting, fills up the count 3-2. Full count to Burris. Shearer hooks it And Burris will take a walk as Jared Advincula will come up. And we actually talked about this before the game, this Georgia Tech ability to get on base. They're all heavy hitters. They all can hit for average. They all can go yard, but they also can walk and be disciplined.
Yeah, I think that's the underlying factor, right? About why is this offense so good? People look at it, right, and it's like, oh, you have Lackey, you have Burris, you have Hernandez, right? You have Advincula, you have all these guys, which is it's true, but the matter of the fact is they all have a lot of power, but they're not the traditional power hitters. Power hitters swing and miss a lot, right? Chase a lot. These guys are really, really good hitters with a lot of power.
Advincula coming from left to Groot. Grabs it and he'll head back. He's 0 for 2 today.
Really good swing there, right? Stays on it. It's just to the deepest part of the park, right out there. Does a great job of tracking that thing down and getting it back in. Yeah, like another thing when you're talking about these guys that they're just really good hitters with a lot of power, right? They've got really good approaches. You look at the team numbers, they're walking more than they're striking out as a team.
Getting a visit on the mound.
And that's usually like a really good indication of like a good hitter, right? A guy that walks more than he strikes out, controls the zone, swings at pitches he should. That's an indication of a really good hitter. But when you're doing it 1 through 9 as a team, that's an indication of a really, really good team.
And it'll be the day for Garrett Shearer. 2 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. But his coach, Ben Greenspan, is going to pull him out, and a new arm comes in the bottom of the third. 4-2, Northwestern still up. In the sophomore from Haddonfield, New Jersey, getting in for a 4th time this year. 9 innings pitched in his season a year ago. Good work, 61 2/3, and then about even strikeouts to walks.
Yeah, and if you're looking at a guy like Matt Kauser, right? You look at the innings pitched, you look at the hits, you look at the strikeouts, you look at the walks. What it's saying is he's got a lot of control. He's going to fill up the strike zone, right? Only 32 walks over 61 innings, but he's going to be pitching to contact, right? So the key for him is going to be missing barrels. He's going to throw strikes. Georgia Tech has to be patient, get the pitch they want. Don't let him miss the barrel is what you're thinking as a hitter right now.
He'll try to keep this Georgia Tech offense at bay. Has a runner on first and Drew Burris with 1 out. He's going to see Von Lackey to start off. There really isn't a preferred part of this lineup to start with. Regardless, you're getting a big bat.
No, and like we talked about, right? Carson Curse is the 9-hole hitter here, but you've got to, if you're a pitching coach or a pitcher, you've got to scout and pitch to him like he's a leadoff or a top of the lineup guy, because that's really what he would be at most college programs.
Von Lackey had a double and an RBI in the first inning, or in the second. No, it was the first. I was thinking we scored in the second, or Georgia Tech, but bottom of the first inning was the 2, and then a scoreless second. 0 in the top of the third for the Wildcats, getting back-to-back zeros for this Jackets defense. Even 1-1. Pitched against Rice twice, went 4 innings in 2 games against them. Going is Burris, slides in, he's safe, keeps the hand on.
Yeah, it was a good catch and throw, right? Catcher got out quick, put it on the bag. Burris just got a really good jump. Not much you can do there.
Two even for the pitcher from St. Augustine Prep in New Jersey. Team high 14 starts last year. Lackey towards center. Lausch going back, warning track, snags it. And Burris will tag up and head to third.
Really good swing out of Lackey there. And that's kind of what we've seen from him, right? He's been using the center of the field. That's where his best swings have been so far this year. A lot of the home runs, hard hit balls, a lot of them have been to center field. Center field does a great job of tracking that down, get it in. Drew Burris does a great job of sitting in that read zone at second, waiting for him to catch that ball, getting back in the bag quick and tagging up and getting to third.
Will Baker, the double machine, back at the plate. Double, bottom of the second, gets underneath it. Looks like Kucherek grabs it and gets out of the inning. We head into the fourth, and 4 runs, still the lead for Northwestern, 4-2. Or 6'6", transfer from Rutgers, originally from New Jersey, and last year matching a career high 5 innings against Oregon, becoming a bigger part of Rutgers with those 15 appearances, and those are his numbers from last year. 52 strikeouts, 37 walks. This year's so far 3 innings pitched.
Yeah, if you're Georgia Tech, you're really excited to watch Shattuck get out here, because he can be a giant part of your bullpen going towards the second half of this year. This guy throws really hard, has got really good stuff. Just has a tendency to kind of like be a little around the zone. If he can dial it in, Justin Shattuck is going to be a big part of this Georgia Tech team making a run at it.
So Shattuck has to see Logan DeGroot, who's 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout, .375 hitter this season.
Now batting and playing left field, number 33, Logan DeGroot.
And DeGroot, a sophomore, one of just 2 underclassmen starting on this Northwestern roster. Going up high, there's Shattuck on his first pitch. DeGroot lets it go by 1-1. Transfer within the Big Ten, coming from UCLA. He probably had to adjust to the indoor practice days.
Yeah, definitely a little different than that. It's Southern California,
You don't
perfect
get those
70,
much.
75 and sunny. Then you go to Chicago, Illinois, and it's in the winter probably a lot colder and a lot windier.
You ain't playing outside.
No, yeah.
Gets him to swing, 2-2. Misses. Gets past Drew Rogers. No worries, no one on base.
Yeah,
Full count.
That's something that I know the Georgia Tech staff is probably looking at. And they probably want to reel that in a little bit.
High up at Vincula. Going back, Burris gets it.
Yeah, but like I was saying, right, if you're Justin Shattuck, you've got really good stuff. You've got a fastball that touches the upper 90s. You want to be, you don't have to throw all strikes. You just have to make, they have to be competitive pitches, right? You have to make these batters make a decision. But when you've got really good stuff and you're missing by a lot and they don't have to make a decision, it becomes a lot easier and a lot of an easier at bat.
Sees Jack Council, 5 hits this season. Swing and a miss on the pitch coming in at 95 miles per hour.
And that's how, if you're watching the game and you want to know if a guy's got good stuff, right? You could look at the strikeouts, but you also watch if these guys are swinging and missing a lot of balls in the strike zone and chasing a lot of balls out of the zone. That's an indication that a guy's got a lot of really good stuff.
One. Gets up high. Shattuck this year played Bowling Green and Stony Brook, getting some action. Only started one of those with Stony Brook. Went 2 innings. (3-1) fills up the count. 3-2. Good night from Council. Has already struck out once today. Fouls off, staying alive.
Let's go win it! Let's go 3-1.
And a strikeout looking.
Really, really good pitch there. 96, right in the dot. It's a really good pitch, especially with 2 strikes. You throw that hard, right? When you're throwing that hard, the hitter's kind of in the back of the mind. They know that. If you throw an inside, you've kind of got to be ready to get your hands ready to fire and get to that pitcher. You're not gonna. When you spot one up on the outside black, it's not really the one that they were looking for.
2 outs, no runners on. Offense for Northwestern has stalled after that 4-run first. Shane Hofstadler subbing in today at catcher. Jay Slater starting both games in this series. And 3 straight balls to start. And a walk coming here for Justin Shattuck.
Now batting the center fielder, number 13, Jack Lau.
Good job by Shane Hofstedler. Coming from Westmont College, gets a runner on, but still the 2 outs, so Jackets just need 1 more. Blast is up high. Jack Lausch as Drew Rogers grabs it coming from center field. Georgia Tech still trailing by 2 as we head into the bottom of the 4th inning. Here in Atlanta, McNeese Ballpark. Got a good one. Dominating their opponents 30-6 in this series. That's just the 2 games and this one. And then Stony Brook 51-18. Huge game against Georgia Southern. Just crazy what this offense is putting up.
And like we talked about earlier, that's kind of the culture and the standard that Ramsey has built and they work at every day. Is like, we're going to take pride in being one of the best offenses in the country year in and year out. It doesn't matter who comes in, doesn't matter who leaves. When you step in the box with the Georgia Tech uniform on, you are part of an elite group.
Up high, starts 2-0. Two one. Got Zuckerman at the plate, transferred from Pitt from Yardley, Pennsylvania. Swing and a miss 2-2. Ended up leaving his home state, as both the ACC transfers did. Jared Vincula doing the same thing. Coming from Cal, where he was from, and now West Coast to East Coast. Zuckerman towards center. Gonzo ball. Solo shot. Ryan Zuckerman.
Yeah, you talk about light tower power. Zuckerman clears the batter's eye by a lot. I don't know if I've ever seen a swing like that here.
Ryan Zuckerman, he's got the power. And the faithful love it.
Yeah, that's a guy that Ramsey talks about a lot, right? Really good swing, knows it right off the bat. That's a guy that Ramsey talks about in interviews. He talks about Zuckerman being like a knockout puncher, right? This is a guy with a lot of power. They're not trying to change the way he throws punches, right? We're just trying to be a little more selective, right? Let's get our pitches, let's choose our battles, let's swing at the right pitches so we can do that a little more consistently. Because if you get Ryan Zuckerman doing that a little more consistently, this offense gets even scarier, which is kind of crazy to think about.
It is crazy to think about. Caleb Daniel at the plate. This Georgia Tech team returned 8 of 9 players from last year's starting lineup. So already you're thinking, all right, they're going to be even better. Then they get impact transfers to get in the lineup.
Exactly, and we kind of talked about it earlier before the game. Georgia Tech doesn't transfer that many guys into the program. They do it pretty selectively, and you look at all the transfers that have had success here. It's kind of an easy. It's easier to not sell, but it's a place you want to be as a transfer if you're transferring in college baseball as a hitter, right? You look at all these guys that have come from nationally touted programs, really good college baseball programs, that have transferred to Georgia Tech and hit under Ramsey and have had the best years of their career.
Good play from Kutrak at short. And 1 out. After that home run from Zuckerman gets Daniel to head to the dugout as he'll see Drew Rogers batting 7th.
We talked about light tower power, right? Zuckerman clears the batter's eye. But this is a guy that might have the most power on the team. Nice swing up the middle.
Decides to just go for a single on that one. Straight up the middle, gets a base runner on for the Jackets.
We got a pinch hitter, Coleman Lewis, coming in for Coupe.
For the Yellow Jackets, number 9, Coleman Lewis.
So Nathaniel Coupe had a grand slam yesterday, gets inserted into the starting lineup. Didn't have the best first at bat.
Rogers stays on that ball, good swing up the middle. And then you're down a run, right? You've got Coleman Lewis, really talented freshman with a lot of power. This is a guy that can change the game in one swing. You're playing the righty-lefty matchup here.
1-run game. Lewis hit some pop off that one into the street.
Yeah, and that's exactly why you go for you go left-right, right? Coleman Lewis has a lot of pull side power. You're down a run with a runner on. You have a guy that can change the game with one swing right here.
Coleman Lewis, freshman from Lake Park, Georgia. 1-1. Has gotten into 6 games this year, now 7. Hit 2 days ago. 3 at-bats against Northwestern. 1 for 3. 1-1. Goes out towards left field. And snagged. DeGroot had trouble tracking that one down.
Yeah, those are really hard plays. Probably the hardest play that you're going to make as an outfielder is when you're running in on those balls, and especially you have a lefty that hits to the left field. That ball is going to be slicing. You're not going to get true spin, right? So that ball is moving a lot, hits super high up there. As you're running, your head's moving really fast, stuff's moving around. You're trying to make sure, right, where's the fence, where's the wall? I'm not going to run into that. And all that time, that ball is spinning.
Well, that's what they say when catchers or even when first baseman, third baseman go to the dugout, it can sometimes go over, spin back to you.
A lot of spin, especially like when you're a righty or a lefty, there's going to be different kinds of spin to different field. Like if Carson Kearse were to hit a ball to right field, it'd most likely be kind of a slice going away from the field. Same thing if he were to hit a ball to the left, low flight, you're going to get more of like a hook top spin.
1-1 count. Carson Kearse at the plate. Lined out to left field in the 2nd inning.
Carson Kearse does a really good job of putting together productive at-bats every time he goes up there. And that's one of the reasons that they like him so much. Carson Kearse will work a count, He can drop a bunt for a hit down. He can beat you gap to gap. And there it goes, right there, right center, really good swing.
Here come the bats for Georgia Tech. Carson Kearse, a double. Drew Rogers stops at third.
Really good swing, and just like we talked about, right? Carson Kearse can beat you a lot of ways, and that's what makes him so good. Driving a ball right here in the right center gap. It's not too deep out there than normal is, right? 2 outs, guy on first, you're gonna score, but with the fence being a little shorter there, Rogers on first, you're gonna hold, you're not gonna make a play at the plate because you have your best hitter in your lineup, the best player in the country, probably, up to the plate.
Drew Burris, 1 for 1. Wild pitch, Rogers comes home, Kearse at third, and we're tied up 4-4.
Yeah, just got by him. It's in the replay. Yeah, I can't tell. It looks like it either gets on him or just takes kind of like a crazy hop off it. But regardless, Rogers comes in to score. You got a tie game.
Drew Burris back at the plate. Single to start off the day. Also a walk and a stolen base. Fouls it off. Burris, 2 extra base hits in this series. Coming into today, Georgia Tech had 4 home runs on the weekend. 2 from Vincula and Lackey and Daniel with the other 2. Burris, perfect shift.
Oh!
And he came off the bat. So Burris safe, Kearse safe at home. 5-4, first lead of the day for Georgia Tech.
Right, and Burris does a really good job of, right, hits it right into shift, hits it hard, right? It's easy to say like I'm out, right? That's a routine play. But Burris, who can run, books it down the line. When you look up as an infielder and you see that guy where you think you had a lot more time than you did, you speed up a little and something like that could happen. That's why you always play the game.
Jared Vincula got great power in that last at bat, was able to send it out to left.
Yeah, that's a good swing too, and that's a kind of a swing that obviously as a hitter, you want stuff to fall, right? you want to get on base, you want stuff to fall, but that's a productive out, right? That means you're seeing the ball well, you're backing the ball up, and you have really good path. To be able to go to the deepest part of the field with good flight is a really good sign. And another good sign is probably the week that he's having himself on the stat sheet.
Gets good contact towards short. This time, Ruiz gets it. So 1 stranded for Georgia Tech, end of the 4th inning, but the Jackets take the lead. 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th. Ryan Zuckerman gets some confidence with the homer. Big bottom of the 4th for Georgia Tech. They take their first lead of the day, and Jake, now they can play ahead rather than what they did in that first game and did today, where they had to start out from behind.
Yeah, they've clawed their way back, right? It wasn't the traditional mold or of what has happened recently in the last 2 days, right? Went down early Friday, answer back immediately, go up big, go up a little on Saturday. Northwestern answers back, they answer back big again. This game has been more of like kind of a claw, right? Clawing back, doing the little things right? Making productive at-bats, making productive outs, moving guys over, running the bases, playing good defense. And really, you got to give credit to Caden Gaudette, who's come in the game after a really rough first, shuts down the game, gives his guys an opportunity to get back in this ballgame.
Northwestern trying to stay in with Ryan Kuchrak at the plate, hit by a pitch and a strikeout. Outside, Rogers snags it. Kuchrak this year 263, last year 289. Up high.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about with Shattuck, right? He throws so hard and his stuff is so good. I know Georgia Tech's pitching staff and their coaching staff will be really happy if, like I said, he doesn't have to throw all strikes. Just make these pitches a little more competitive, the misses a little more competitive, so these batters have to make tough decisions, right? Your stuff is so good out of the hand. If you see that fastball, it's 4 balls, 5 balls above the zone, it's an easy shutdown. Making pitchers that are closer makes it harder on the hitter. They have to think about taking pitches, chasing, like don't chase, stuff like that.
So a walk for Shattuck. James Ramsey walking out.
Right, and like that's a 3-0 pitch, but you don't have to make a decision on that pitch right out of the hand. You know that pitch is a ball.
Starting to get some action in the bullpen.
Looks like Caden Spivey.
It's going to be Spivey over there, the senior. Starting to get ready, but he only just started heading in there to throw some balls. So we'll see if Shattuck stays. He will. Getting some encouragement from his head coach.
Yeah, and I've never been a pitcher, right? So I've never been in that situation. And it's kind of like a unique thing that Ramsey's doing is most of the time when a head coach goes out there, they go to pull the pitcher, right? So your head coach is going out there. It probably means like a lot more, right? You're not going for a pitching adjustment. It's more of like, all right, like you're my guy, like go out there and compete.
Inside, never a pitcher?
Never a pitcher,
Little
no.
league, nothing?
Yeah. No, maybe I might have like tossed the ball back in the day when I was like 7 or 8, but I don't even know if that was pitching. That was more like whatever, get the ball over the plate, let the other team hit it.
Throwing.
Yeah, tossing.
Burris can't get to it, drops on a blooper. And Jackson Freeman gets on first, 2 runners on for Northwestern with no outs.
Fastball in. Didn't get full barrel on it, right? It was a little either off the end or on the hands. But as a hitter, right, that ball falls. You feel just as good as if you hit a hard line drive. Like you're jogging over to the first. Sometimes those are the best feelings when you hit a ball like that you know you didn't get all of, but you kind of know it's in that dead man zone right off the bat, and you're just going to be jogging to first.
Hard bunt. Goes to Zuckerman at third, throws it for the first out, but does advance the runner, does his job.
Zuckerman makes a really good play, right? Comes in, bare hands, strong throw right on the bag. Also, props to Ruiz, really, really good bunt, right? When you've got a guy on first and second, you're trying to bunt the ball to third base. That way that they don't have a play at third base. The only way to do it is if you run a wheel play, which is not, they're not going to do that at this point in the game. That's more of a late game thing. If you bunt the ball to first, that first baseman's coming in, that third baseman can stay back. There's still a play at third.
Bounces high. Shattuck, throw to first. So a runner does score, evens things up 5-5.
Now batting number 8, Owen McElpatrick.
Yeah, really good, really good base running there out of Northwestern, right? When you're on third and you see a ball like that, right? He books it right off the bat. He sees that ball go right into the dirt and have a high hop. That's what you're hunting. When you're hunting balls like that at third, you're hunting high hops. The ball is going to hang up there. It's going to take a while for that ball to come down, that guy to get it, and hopefully by the time that ball comes down, they don't have a play at the plate. But if you don't work on that and you don't do that immediately, you hesitate, that's going to be a bang play at home.
So 5-5, we're back even. And strike 2 to start, 0-1 on McElpatrick. To RBI double. Swing and a miss. Shattuck gets him at the top of the frame, but Northwestern does score 1. We are back even. Shattuck, 2 strikeouts. Georgia Tech back in it. Even 5-5 with Von Lackey leading off the inning. Something he is all too familiar with, and he's the top of the team. 15 RBI. Hernandez not playing today, 13. And just such a great year to start for Lackey.
Yeah, it's kind of right when you're getting into these years, especially as Von Lackey, right? Junior year, draft year, you're a highly touted prospect. At times it could be really hard, right? Because something might, like, this is your year, you have so much pressure on you that, like, you really want to get off to a really good start so you have those good feels. You're not searching for anything to begin the year, and you can kind of coast out with those feels that have gotten you this far. So to start off with the year that Lackey's having, and a lot of other guys on this team have had, it's a really good indication. It's a really good feeling as a player.
Strike 1 in to Lackey on the first pitch. .513 still staying over 500. Him and Will Baker are the two that have yet to drop below. Lackey gets over the top of it. Throw to first, nice pick. Ruiz, he does get it.
Really good pick, picks up your pitcher there, right? And sometimes you hold your breath, right? Everybody in the dugout right there is holding their breath. You get a player like Von Lackey out to start the inning who can run, and you've got a lot of guys behind him that can hit. And you kind of, right, hold your breath as that throw goes through the air. You're hoping your guy picks up your pitcher, which he does.
So you go now to Will Baker. Can be just as much of a problem. So he takes strike 1. 19 hits for him this year.
And yeah, if you watch the game, you see why. Will Baker can hit a ball down like he did earlier that landed on the left field line, and then he could also hit a ball that'll land on the right field line. He uses the whole part of the field probably better than anybody else.
On that one, grounder to second.
Number 11, Ryan Zuckerman.
That was picked up by Jack Council, playing second base defensively. Ryan Zuckerman comes back up. He had a homer last inning. It was a solo shot.
I think they said 114, 447 dead center. So not bad. You'll take that any day of the week.
Two strikes in to start. Zuckerman gets behind. 2 up, 2 down right now for Matthew Kauser. That one gets past Shane Hofstadler. No one on, no damage done. One, 2 from Kauser. Zuckerman again, toss the bat. Solo shot number 2 for Ryan Zuckerman. Georgia Tech leads.
Yeah, really good swing out of Zuckerman there. And honestly, that's a guy, right? We talk about the typical power profile and talk about James Ramsey, talk about Ryan Zuckerman being kind of a knockout puncher and being a little more selective, using the whole fielder, finding that approach. And a guy like him, when he gets hot, it's a scary sight.
Zuckerman, 13 home runs last year.
Really good swing, knows it right away. And it's kind of crazy, right? Because Ryan Zuckerman's what, the 6th hitter in this lineup? I think as of today, he's hitting 5, right? But when you started the year, he's like your 6th, 7th hitter in the lineup. This guy probably has, he's a 4-hole hitter, but he's 6 or 7 in your lineup.
Pretty crazy what Georgia Tech has, and right now they're in a fight with Northwestern, but Ryan Zuckerman trying his best to get the win. 2 homers for him today. Jackets up. This ballpark, one of the best views you can have in college baseball. And right now, it's a great matchup. Northwestern and Georgia Tech, 6-5. Here in the top of the 6th, Justin Shattuck still in for the Jackets. Starts with an 0-1 count on Logan DeGrew. For 2 with a strikeout and a fly out to center. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Shattuck gets ahead. He's got 2 strikeouts to 2 walks today. Gets it on the inside and fouls it away. Fouls it off to Groot. 2 hits against Georgia Tech 2 days ago, or a day ago.
Pretty good battle here too, right? Up and in 95, able to get the barrel to it, and then you go 87-mile breaking ball, still able to fight that off.
1-2 up top, evens the count. 2's even.
At both sides of the baseball too, you're trying to win even counts, right? Like 1-1, 2-2.
Swing and a miss. Shattuck gets another strikeout. That's 3.
Whatever side of the count you're on, right? You want to win it. The numbers change drastically in your number, or in your favor. If you're 1-1, you want to win that pitch. Shattuck does a really good low and in, dots it up. If it's 1-1 and you're a hitter, the difference between being 2-1 in a hitter's count and 1-2 kind of on your heels, you look at the numbers average-wise, it's huge, right? So on both sides of the baseball, when you get an even counts, you're trying to win that.
Jack Council struck out looking, and a strikeout in the first. Strikeout looking came in the fourth. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Shattuck gets to start ahead. And we're in the top of the 6th. Right now, Shattuck, 38 pitches, nearing 40. Doesn't give him that one on the edge. Home plate umpire Ryan Clark. One-two count. And another strikeout looking. Back-to-back strikeouts for Shattuck. 4.
He's come out looking really good this inning, getting ahead. Really good pitch. Up and out, dotted. He's done a good job of mixing it up this inning. He's getting ahead and he's mixing in the breaker and the heater. I feel like the innings before were a little heater heavy, kind of like spraying it a little around the plate instead of, like we talked about, competitive misses.
Rogers.
Right, and it's gonna be a tough at bat when you can spot a big 80-mile-an-hour breaking ball like that. Then you can also go 96 up and in, 96 up and out.
Eight first pitch strikes on 12 batters faced. Out towards left, Daniel running back just ahead of the warning track. He couldn't see it. Drops down and throw in, so a double coming for Shane Hofstadler.
And it's as an outfielder, that really is the hardest one to do, right? If the sun is on me, really good swing, right, deepest part of the field. But if the sun's on me and that ball is hit right at me, I can kind of move around, glove up, move my body around, look at it from different angles that I can see this thing pop out. When you're running after a ball in the gap and kind of last second that ball goes into the sun, there's nothing you can really do about it.
So that one drops. And now Shattuck goes back to the top of the lineup in Jack Lausch with a single in the second inning.
Yeah, he's feeling it right now.
0-2. In control right now.
Getting ahead. The stuff's, like we talked about, the stuff, there's no question about the stuff, right? The stuff is really, really good. It's getting ahead, making more competitive pitches.
Shattuck, 3 strikeouts, 3 outs. 6-5, Georgia Tech ahead. And Justin Shattuck leading the way in Atlanta.
Hey kids, make sure you stick around for Kids Run the Bases. Following the conclusion of today's game, kids ages 13 and under will have the opportunity to run the bases. Please line up at the top of section 2 right after the game. Fans, be sure to take part in our amazing concession deals.
Now 5 for 13.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of power, a lot of pull side power in particular. So this is a guy that I know they're very high on and that can anytime leave the yard.
High out towards right. And easy there
Now batting
for
number
Jackson
3,
Freeman out
Carson
and right.
Kurth.
And Carson Kurth to the plate. And that's the thing with Carson Kurth, it's the 9-hole, but he almost hits like a leadoff man.
Yeah, that's like what I was saying. Carson Kurth, you're scouting for him like he's a leadoff guy. But he's Georgia Tech's 9-hole. You have to scout for him that way because he would be a top of the lineup guy in any other team in the country. And look at him, again, using that right center gap, lasers the ball right over the second baseman's head.
He's got a lot of speed too.
He can beat you every different way, right? Carson Kurth can go yard. Carson Kurth can lay out a bunt. Plays great defense. He'll hit for average. He'll hit for power. He'll walk. He can beat you every single way.
Do you like the Georgia Tech double whip on second?
I mean, I don't mind it. It definitely, the first time I saw it, it's like a throwback to the past. I haven't seen somebody do that.
I was gonna say it's coming back.
Yeah, was that 2016? Like,
yeah, 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
In high school.
Yeah.
– 6-5 game with Drew Burris at the plate. The captaincy on his jersey. First in program history for the Jackets.
You got a pretty unique shift here too. You got third baseman playing a little more over, shortstop in the 6-hole, and the second baseman playing all like kind of where like maybe a shortstop would, a little more pinch short second, but like double play depth on the other side of the baseball bag.
There's a look at the many, and that's only some of them, accolades that Drew Burris has racked up way outside. And I believe they had this shift last time they saw Burris.
He hit that was the one hard ground ball up the middle right at where the second baseman is. But Drew Burris books it down the line. That guy picks up his head and he goes, oh shoot, I got to get rid of this. Everything speeds up a little, throws a little off the bag.
2-1 count. Burris fouls it away. He started this game with a first pitch swing single. Ended up scoring a run. Walked in the third, and then an error in the fourth. Has reached every single time. Also stolen base, you see there, when he got on with the walk. Stole second, 2-2. Up high, fills the count.
Yeah, and I really like Drew Burris in the leadoff hole because if you're the other team, right, if you're the starting pitcher, if you're the other coaching staff trying to prepare for this, right, you've got it right off the bat. You've got to face Drew Burris first at bat of the game. There is no, oh, let's work on something. Let's see what we can do. And Drew takes one up high, works a walk. Like we said, Drew is all of these guys are really unique in the way that they do everything, right? They're not just gonna, Drew Burris is gonna hit 20 home runs, right? 20 doubles. But he's not going to sell out for power. He's going to do it with a really good approach. He's going to take his walks. He's going to hit for average. He's going to hit for power. And he's going to play really good center field.
Burris has been really effective in this series, really effective today. Not just hitting the ball, but just getting on base, being on the base paths, allowing Georgia Tech to try and work some offense. We'll get a visit here. Ben Greenspan coming back out.
Yeah, if I had to guess, you probably go lefty against Ed Vincula. Probably the hottest bat on the team right now. Close game, right? Let's play the best matchup. We'll see if they go to it.
Matthew Kauser.
They do have a lefty warming up in the pen.
Being talked to, so Kauser's going to stay for now. Like you just said, in the pen for Northwestern, Justin Fryer, the lefty from Norristown, Pennsylvania, getting ready. Just a freshman. Jared Vincula talking to James Ramsey while they had time. So a sophomore pitcher on the mound, a freshman in the pen warming up. 2 outs, 2 runners on. Advincula. Once again, flying out.
You got the sun.
Out left, tracks it down to Groot. Well done with the sun in his eyes. Georgia Tech still leading by 1. Into the 7th we go in Atlanta. Track at the plate. Transferred from LSU before last year, but 18 homers. A program record for Kutrek, getting 15 of those in conference play in the Big Ten. Fantastic year and trying to add on to it.
Yeah, now you're going to go power on power. Again, Shattuck down a run, right? Let's see what we got. Shattuck looked really, really good last inning. It's what you wanted to see. It's what we kind of talked about, right? He's more around the zone. He's mixing in these pitches, and they're competitive missing. Now you're getting these guys to chase because they know they can't just sit one pitch, one spot.
1-1 even count. Shattuck had 3 strikeouts last inning. Now setting himself up with a 1-2 count from Kutrek, who has 10 hits on the year. Goes low. Rogers stays in front of it. Von Lackey is at first base for Georgia Tech. Alex Hernandez out today. He is day-to-day. First ever start for Von Lackey at first base. Outside, fills up the count, 3-2. He started 10 games at third last year. Catcher for 50. But everyone says it who knows Von Lackey. He can go anywhere. Zuckerman at third. Lackey picks it up.
Really good at bat, right? Gets there on the curveball, gets a little off the end, rolls it over. Zuckerman, really good job staying down on it, getting it out quick, right on the bag. Up right over, gets it out quick, right on the bag.
Well done by Lackey. Staying in front, Shattuck. Top of the 7th inning, 1 out. Big swing from Jackson Freeman. Goes by. He's 2 for 3 today, 2 singles.
Shattuck gets ahead of another batter. Right, that was the biggest difference between the last inning. He really turned it on. Was really getting ahead and getting these guys on their heels to start at bats.
Got ahead briefly, now even 1-1. Are inside. Goes down in the count now. Freeman from Ladera Ranch, California. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Started all 52 games last year for Northwestern. Second on the team in RBI. And fills up the count, going off speed. Last inning was near perfect. Had one double that was a fly out. Will this stay fair? It does. Into the corner. Freeman, stand-up double.
Yeah, it's such a good swing by Freeman. Right, 3-2, you've got a guy that throws really hard. He's got really good stuff. The tendency is, like, right, I want to get the barrel out. I need to cheat for this fastball. He sees the breaking ball up, sits enough back, and it's a really, really good swing to be able to go with an offhand breaking ball the other way, right? A lot of the time you'll see a lot of guys roll that over. Freeman stays enough, has just enough back to kind of shoot that the other way. Really good swing. And now you got a guy in scoring position down 1.
Noah Ruiz 1 for 2. Single in the first. Hitting 406 this season. You saw last year 384. 1-0. Pitch makes it 1-1. Ruiz on the season, 13 hits, 14 RBI. Another strike in, takes a lead. Shattuck. Another one. Strikeout for Justin Shattuck. Make it 6.
Now batting number 9, Nick Barron.
Yeah, really good. Just 96. Right there, a little late. And this is what you want to see out of Justin Shattuck. This is what everybody wants to see. If you're a Georgia Tech fan, if you're on the Georgia Tech team, on the Georgia Tech staff, you need Justin Shattuck to do this. He will be a huge part of your team in this season. Like, you need a guy like Justin Shattuck who can come in with really good stuff and shut down games. So these last 2 innings have been really promising.
Nick Barron, freshman, struggled today, 0 for 3. Did get an RBI on a ground out in the 5th. Scoring the run to tie it up 5-5 before Georgia Tech retook the lead in the bottom of the 5th. Inside. 1-2. "65 pitches now on 16 batters faced, 3 2/3 done." Fouled off.
99. Put a little more juice into that one. He'd been about 4 to 5, 4 to 6 all day. 1-2. Really lets that one rip.
Shattuck 1 away from his career high in strikeouts. He's got 6. Had 7 back on April 13th last year against Purdue. We'll check on Freeman. Too far inside, evens the count, 2-2. Good patience there from Barron. Another! Ties his career high in strikeouts. Justin Shattuck's got 7 today. Georgia Tech leading by 1 into the bottom of the 7th. Georgia Tech in the lead. Justin Fryer on the mound. The lefty freshman will come in out of Norristown, Pennsylvania. And Jake, we've said it multiple times, this is just a great baseball game, and now this young man will come in and try to keep it close.
Yeah, and that's what he's looking to. He's coming in. You've got Lackey, you've got Baker, so you get through Lackey, you've got a left on left. But then again, this is a Georgia Tech offense that is really resilient, can beat you a lot of different ways. So just getting ahead. Big thing is, right, you're getting later in the game. Let's get that leadoff guy out.
Out of Seton, or excuse me, Von Lackey at the plate. In for a strike. Von Lackey leading off the inning. I've been on a couple Georgia Tech broadcasts this year, and there is a team leader for leading off the inning. It's Von Lackey, hands down. I don't know what the number is, but it's almost every time. This is the second time he's led off the inning, and he's done it multiple times, I think, every game I've called.
Yeah, well, if that's the stat, right, Von Lackey's doing a really good job because Georgia Tech is scoring a lot of runs.
1-1, fouls it off. It's 1 for 3 today, a double in the first with an RBI. He is now the only player on the team hitting 500 for Georgia Tech after Will Baker's last at-bat. No, that's not a competition for them, but
yeah.
I'll track it.
Oh, yeah.
Gladly. 2 for 2.
Really
Fouls
good.
it off.
Kind of like backdoor, little breaking ball right there. Lackey battling. I know if you're Georgia Tech, right, you're up a run, but nobody feels good with like a 1-run lead going into the late inning baseball games. Anything can happen. So you really, this is an inning that you really want to get leadoff guys on, work at bats, and kind of grind away. Try to score a couple more. Take a little pressure off your relievers. Yeah, misses Justin, maybe a ball or two in. Lackey has a really good eye.
Justin Fryer wanted to send this one into the 8th. Lackey bouncer towards Ruiz at first, makes the tag, 1 out.
Yeah, not really a play you're expecting as a first baseman. For a righty to hit one over to you, it's kind of, if you do get one, usually it's like kind of like a hard hit, like one hopper or whatever. Lackey kind of hits a high chopper. I'm not sure Ruiz is too familiar or has been in that situation quite often where you get kind of a high chopper from an offset hitter over there at first.
Now Will Baker. Everyone on this Georgia Tech lineup just hitting high averages. And it was after the first couple weekends you're thinking eventually they come back down to earth. Obviously ACC play is coming up, but they still haven't yet.
Yeah, as the season goes on, definitely get into ACC play, stuff like that. But it is a really good sign, like I talked about. It's a really good feeling. You kind of work all fall, all off season, all of spring ball, preseason, in the weight room, doing all these things. Then you kind of got pressure, right? You got so many high draft picks, draft pressure, draft years. And to be able to start off and cruise instead of kind of struggle at first and kind of search for things, it makes it a lot easier and takes a lot of pressure you as a player and as a team.
2-1. Little high. Baker works it to a favorable count, 3-1. No runners on. Fryer has just the 1 out. 5 2/3 innings on the year, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. Right down the gut, 3-2, full count.
And part of the reason Baker's swinging it so well this year is he's very comfortable in 2-strike counts. He doesn't, like I said, he's fine with spraying a ball down the left field line and seeing it super deep.
Towards short. Throw. Good. Great play. Kucherak.
Really good play there. Like I said, Baker, that's why Baker, well, part of makes him a really good hitter in the year that he's having so far is he's fine doing it.
Ryan Zuckerman sending that one high to right. Was the big homer that changed this game. In the 5th was the number 2 one. 4th, an RBI. 5th, an RBI. Both solo shots. This time won't have another opportunity. Hit by a pitch and heads to first.
And then you go Zuckerman on. Obviously, yeah, just misses by a lot there. Obviously, you want that matchup, right? So you got left on right. You've got Zuckerman who's seeing it really well this game. 2 home runs already. You want that matchup. Now you go left on left with Caleb Daniel. And I don't know what's Ramsey's calling offensive timeout.
So brings Caleb Daniel over. Zuckerman comes from first base so they can have a discussion. You told me you're not usually in pitching meetings. You've probably been in some of these.
I've been in a lot of these, and Ramsey calls them at really good times, right? He's not doing it just to do it. He knows like certain situations, certain guys, how they're feeling that day. He's making the right decision to get guys in there, slow the game down for them, instill a little confidence in his guys, and make sure that they know what the approach is off this guy. They've scouted this guy, right, all week, last couple days. They're going over in scouting meetings what he's got, what we're trying to do, what that looks like for you at the plate with an approach. So making sure, kind of reinforcing, like, this is what he's got. Like, calm down. We've worked on this. We've talked about it. We talked about what you wanted to do off this guy. Let's make sure we take that approach. We don't let the game speed up a little late in the game, up by 1. Let's take that approach and try to get this guy in. Productive at bat.
Still a 1-run lead. 2 outs. Zuckerman sits on first. No for Caleb Daniel. Sophomore 0 for 3. Struck out looking back in the first. Ground out and a fly out. Holds off 1-1. As Justin Fryer slows that down. 4th best left-handed pitcher out of Pennsylvania by perfect game. Goes up top in at 89 miles per hour. So far this year, he's had 3 appearances. Rice twice in Boston College, most recently on the 22nd of February. Fouled off as the count evens up.
Now 2 strikes. Like, if you're Caleb Daniel, if you're looking, you really want, if you're Rams looking, you want a productive at-bat right here. Like, right? One of the things he used to say was, like, grind him, right? Grind, no free at-bats. Grind all the way to the end of it. Make that guy work. So right here, 2-2, left on left, late in the game. Good take right there. You want this guy to work, right? No free outs. And you've got, behind you, you've got a really good matchup with Drew Rogers right on left, who's got a lot of power. Let's see if we can pass that bat back.
Full count. Pitch from Fryer.
Really good at bat there.
Got a jump, but doesn't need it. Takes a walk. Daniel on first.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want out of that. Just a breaking ball away. Daniel sees it kind of right out of the hand. Easy shutdown. But like I said, like, that's a hard, it's easy. Ramsey has that offensive conference, right? Or that offensive timeout, meets with his guys because he knows, hey, right? We're up 1, there's 2 outs. You might be going to this, gripping the bat a little harder, trying to put your guys ahead a little more in the game, trying to be a hero, right? When all you really need to do is slow down the game, right? Don't let the game speed up. Take that approach, do everything that we've worked on, calm down, and grind in that bat, pass that bat back to the guy behind you.
So a meeting on the mound. Looks like that was Ben Kaiser, the pitching coach, coming out to get a quick visit in with his pitcher. Justin Fryer came in this inning through 2/3, needs one more out. Off speed in for Drew Rogers. Single back in the 4th inning. Nine hits on the season, 12 RBI. You just saw last year he had 18 total. It's only 6 away from that mark.
Yeah, really good start to the year. And it's a little easier, right? Last year as a freshman, coming in kind of like sparingly throughout games, put in right pinch hit situations, kind of random starts. It's a lot easier when you start off the year kind of with a roll, and you kind of get to roll, have that flow, go through things instead of like kind of getting thrown in and out. That's a really hard, pinch hitting in baseball is like a really hard thing to do. So when you can consistently get at bats, pitches, scouting reports, nail down a routine that works for you, you're gonna have a lot more success.
1-2. Rogers fouls it off, keeps the count where it is. Got Zuckerman on second in scoring position. Daniel on first. Zuckerman 2 home runs today. He's also hit by a pitch to get on base in this inning. Rogers towards the gap, heading back at the wall, gone! 3 score on the Drew Rogers homer.
It's such a good swing. Being able to go to that right center gap, I think it was a breaking ball, staying on that pitch. And if you were watching, the pitch before that he had fouled. Let's watch it. Yeah, breaking ball, right? The pitch before that he fouled the ball off the pull side on the ground. Ramsey's telling him intentionally, keep that shoulder in, keep that shoulder in. Drew Rogers keeps that shoulder in, hits a home run to right center, gives Georgia Tech a 4-run lead.
Fryer, 1 hit allowed, 1 homer.
Yeah, and the other thing is, right, you look at that inning, you had 2 outs, nobody on. Zuckerman gets hit, then you go left on left. Caleb Daniel works a full count walk, left on left, passes the bat back to Drew Rogers, 3-run home run. That's just good all-around baseball. That is Georgia Tech baseball. Grinding at bats, passing the bat back to the guy behind you, and just keep doing that. Somebody's going to do it.
1-1. Fouled off by Coleman Lewis. Came in as a pinch hitter in the 4th, has stayed in since, but 2 flyouts to right and left. Has a 1-2 count here against Fryer. There is action in the bullpen for Northwestern. Bounces wide. Now has a 2-2 count. Looks like potential the double barrel action in the bullpen with, I believe, a righty and a lefty. Actually, it's 2 lefties getting warm. Fouled off again to stay alive by Coleman Lewis. Top left, you see the 2 lefties in the pen. Goes outside on a 2-2 count, fills it up. Freshman in his 4th career college baseball game, seeing the 5th-ranked team in the nation. Up high and a walk. Lewis heads to first. 2 outs. They just got to get out of the inning.
Yeah, pitch shoulder high, kind of an easy spit. And like I said earlier, right, you work 3-2 count, make that guy work, pass the bat back, and now you've probably got a better matchup righty on lefty. Especially with Carson Kearse, who has been killing the ball this game.
Georgia Tech up by 4. Kearse with 2 doubles. 4th and the 6th. Say it all the time, one of the best 9-holes, if not the best 9-hole in the country. Because of the luxury of this Georgia Tech offense. Top team in batting average, 2nd in hits.
And it makes it really easy to turn the lineup over, right? Like if Drew Burris is hitting leadoff, right? When your 9-hole is getting on base at such a high clip and is such a good hitter, like the hitter that Carson Kearse is, it's going to be a really good thing for your team. Carson Kearse, Drew Burris, Jared Advicula.
1-2 count. Kearse goes down looking, and Justin Fryer gets out of the inning after the damage was done. 9-5. Drew Rogers deep to right. Zuckerman gets home, so does Caleb Daniel. 3-run score, 9-5. After Justin Shattuck had a fantastic time on the mound, Caden Spivey comes in, the senior from Georgia. We saw him getting warm in the pen a little bit ago when Shattuck started to struggle, but then he got through. But now Spivey, his numbers from last year, he'll take on the 8th.
Yeah, Spivey's a really good pitcher, right? Low to mid-90s, spins the ball really well, strike thrower. And he's a guy that you can come in, right? Even with the 1-run lead beforehand, you knew he was coming in this game. You're confident with a guy like that taking the ball. Now you've got a little more of a cushion. He has a little less pressure on him, able to make some of those pitches that he can now with that lead.
Parker Brocious entering the game, senior from Suwanee, Georgia, kind of right on the edge of that starting lineup. He comes in, he's a pinch hitter, kind of the first guy you'll sub in if you're James Ramsey, and he's done a good job.
Yeah, and this Georgia Tech team is so deep that you can, there's a couple guys that you can do that with, right? Like you've seen Coleman Lewis started a game this weekend, Nathaniel Coupe started a game, Brocious, like they have the luxury of being able to do this with a lot of the guys, and it's not just their 1 through 9. It's their 9 through 15. They can plug anybody in here any day, and they're going to compete just like they would have if they were one of the 1 through 9 guys.
Fouled off. Owen McKilpatrick. Senior double in the first. strikeout in the 5th. Seeing Shattuck. 1-2. Outside, 2-2. Outside again, fills the count, 3-2. Spivey coming to Atlanta in his junior season last year. 14 appearances, 5 starts. Mikel Fatrick towards right. Parker Brocious handles it.
Yeah, I think you're gonna start. You're also gonna start to see like the sun moving, right? Like Drew Burris is going over there. I think glove kind of up, yeah, looking for it. As this game goes on here at this stadium, the sun's gonna move. So whereas we saw earlier on, right, Caleb Daniel left, sun ball over there, it's gonna shift, and by the end of this game, normally for these Sunday morning games, the sun's gonna be glaring in on you in right field. Becomes really hard to see a baseball.
Pitch hitting for Northwestern, number 15, Charlie Caruso.
Got a pinch hitter coming in for Northwestern, Charlie Caruso, Pasadena, California. One out for Spivey. And a first pitch strike in. Sophomore. We'll see if he can be the spark. Northwestern looking for their first run since the top of the 5th inning. Whiffs on the second, 0-2. Two up high around the elbow. Caruso did not see any action last year. He got his first at-bat this season against Boston College. Another ball, good eye. Actually got his first bat against Rice. But recently Boston College on the 22nd. Also Cornell before that. 3-2.
They just missed there with the backdoor breaker. Just missed, probably half a ball off. Really good take by Caruso.
And Caruso comes to pinch hit and draws himself a walk. So Spivey dealing with a runner on first now with 1 out.
And credit to Caruso, like I said earlier, like coming into pinch hit in a baseball game is a really, really hard thing to do. And then especially right here at Georgia Tech, right? You don't have the luxury of being in the away dugout, going to get warm, right? Going to hit in the cages at all. It's kind of just like maybe go on the bullpen stretch, get ready, because you're going to get at bat next inning. So really good out of him to be able to come in this game, working at bat, and get on first.
In for a strike for Jack Council. 3 strikeouts for him today. Grounder, double play, not there. Safe at first. They get 1.
Now batting number 11, Shane Hostetler.
Yeah, Kirst does a good job of getting up the middle, getting it out to Ja. Yeah, it looks like he was safe, but overall, pretty close. Not going to challenge it, but pretty good turn, right? Ball wasn't hit hard enough. Ball's hit a little harder. That double play probably gets turned.
Thing with challenges is the call on the field really matters because of needing conclusive evidence to overturn.
It does, and you also want to save them, right? You don't want to. Right now, up for 2 outs, right? You don't. Something happens later on in the game in the last inning. You might need one of those. But like. You want to have that if it gets to that. You don't want to be kind of handcuffed because you burned it in a situation that you could have just let whatever it was slide.
Hofstadler That's the first one by. He's only got one hit on the season. Walked twice, struck out once. Today 1 for 2, ground out walk, and then a double in the 6th inning. Swing and a miss, strikeout for Spivey. And into the bottom of the 8th, Georgia Tech holding on to that lead, up by 4, and Spivey trying to close it out. On a beautiful day at McNeese Ballpark, and Georgia Tech fans, after trailing a lot of this game, now feeling good with that 4-run lead. The bottom of the frame, and a new pitcher on the mound. Sam Michael.
Number 35,
Sam Michel, excuse me, Gainesville, Virginia. 6'1". Trying to slow down this offense to give his offense a chance in the 9th. Try and mount this comeback, but Northwestern has had a good day. We've talked about it multiple times, just a really good baseball game. Both these teams competing, but then top of the 5th, it really stalled offensively for Northwestern, and the opposite for Georgia Tech.
Yeah, it was both games, like both teams battling back, right, answering each other, shutdown innings, and right here, if you're Northwestern, you want to get a little momentum. You want to go kind of quick inning here. Let's get your guys off the feet. Let's get a little energy going. Let's see if we can get 4 runs back in the 9th.
Drew Burris lets the first one by. Starts with a 1-0 count. Walked in the 6th. He's walked twice today. Big swing on that one. Evens at 1-1. A likely first-round draft pick in the upcoming MLB draft. Straight to third. It was hot, but gets it. Mikael Fetrick.
Yeah, Drew Burris hits that ball really hard right down the line, and it kind of looks like he got his glove down a little late, but just enough to stop the ball. Stays calm, picks it up, makes a good throw over to first, gets him by just half a step.
Just barely. 1 out, 2 more to go for Sam Michel. Got a lefty-lefty matchup. Jared Vicka. 1-0. 2-0 2 balls, no strikes. Advincula 0 for 4 today. He's flown out twice, but has made good contact multiple times.
Yeah, coming off, it was, I think, a 4-hit day yesterday. They also just flashed the graphics, 6 home runs last season, 3 already this year. So that power is starting to, it's in there. And everybody knows that with Ja. He swings, he hits the ball hard. It's just kind of, can he consistently get a little more flight to right field, which is, I think, what he's working on. He's been working on in fall ball, off-season, spring ball, right? Because they all know that's in there. And off to start this year, it seems like he's made that stride, right? 3 home runs already. Through what is it? 11 games, 11th game. Already has half of what he had last year.
Getting a visit from Ben Kaiser. Pitching coach, joined Northwestern back in 2023. 2 years with the Chicago Cubs. Played professional after a decorated career at Michigan, and now coaching the Northwestern Arms as he tries to pump up Sam Michel. 1 out and 1 walk with Von Lackey. Lackey fouls it off towards the dugout. And I already said Drew Burris, a possible first-round pick in the MLB draft. Von Lackey, another one.
You could say that about
multiple
couple guys in this.
Alex Hernandez might be playing his way into it. Jaron Advincula, one of the best out there. Goes high, Advincula heads to second. Michel searching for control. 1-1, too far inside, 2-1. That's in for a strike, evens it. 2-2 against Lackey. 6th best left-handed pitcher out of Virginia by perfect game. 24th overall prospect. Coming from Battlefield High School. Didn't get the corner.
It just misses that backdoor breaking ball. Good on Lackey for laying off that. Go 3-2, and I feel like that has been kind of like the common theme right here. Georgia Tech batters battling, getting to those 3-2 counts, making these guys work for it.
Lackey swings and misses. He goes down. A strikeout, the first for Sam Michel.
Just a good pitch. Little slider. Probably a ball, or ball below or right at the knees. Lackey just swings right over it.
Parker Brocious subbed in at right field, now at the plate. Brocious does it again. Advincula coming home. Great throw, doesn't get the tag. 10-5 Georgia Tech.
Good all-around baseball right there. Parker Brocious has come into games and has been a really, really good pinch hit hitter for Georgia Tech. Sees the first pitch he gets, lines the ball oppo. Advincula right off the bat knows it's 2 outs, he's got to go. Really good throw from right. And I think he just gets his hand in there.
And that's where the speed for Advincula comes in handy. Now you got Ryan Zuckerman back to the plate. 2 home runs for him today.
And I think that's Brocious's second big pinch hit. I think it was, if it was against Bowling Green or Stony Brook, he came in, pinch hit a double to give them more of a lead late in one of those games as well.
He's 4 for 7 on the season.
Yeah, I think he's got 11 RBIs.
10. Well, 11 now.
Yeah, 11 now.
1-2 with the strike coming in.
Yeah, it's going to be 11 RBIs and 7 at-bats. Not bad.
That is crazy. 1-2 goes low, 2-2. Zuckerman, 18 hits on the year. He's got 3 home runs. Fills it up, 3-2, 2 outs. Parker Brocious sits on second.
And I think here you have left-on-left matchup right here. You don't want to just cruise one in.
Zuckerman again can't be stopped. 3rd home run of the day.
Yeah,
Ryan Zuckerman.
We said earlier, when he gets going, it's going to be scary. And he has emerged on the scene today with 3 home runs.
His first career game with 3 homers. Have a day, Ryan Zuckerman.
Really good. And this is a lefty breaking ball, following that ball to right. Really good sign of more things to come from Zuckerman, because as a righty, the tendency is that pitch is a little slower. You're going to cast and let that shoulder open up. Stays on that one, drives the ball to right, gets his 3rd homer of the game.
4th of the season.
Yeah, and that's what I was just saying right before that pitch, that you have a left-on-left matchup behind him. You have a guy that just hit 2 home runs, 3-2. You don't really, like, let's kind of miss the plate. Let's see if he'll chase. You're fine with walking him to get to the left-on-left matchup behind him. But he leaves one of those breaking balls, gives it a little too much plate, and Zuckerman hits his 3rd of the game.
Caleb Daniel, 0 for 3 today, did get on base in the 7th with a walk. Scored a run as well. (2-0) to start. Ball for Michelle, 3-0 is Daniel well ahead. Daniel, line towards right, 1 hop single, and a runner on.
Staying aggressive too, right? got Drew Rogers hitting in the in the 7-hole, and this dude is a 3-4 hole hitter at any other program in the country. This ball is absolutely demolished. Just fastball, middle. Drew Rogers gets all of it. Second one of the game, and you know you're in a good spot like you did the at bat before, following that homer to right, staying on a lefty breaking ball that's coming that way, keeping your shoulder on it. And then you get a fastball middle next at bat, on time, ready to go, dead center.
Second dead center homer we've had today.
I know, they've been, I want to see what the numbers are on that one, because that one looked pretty similar to Zuckerman's, who hit that. I think it was 114, 447.
Little catcher-pitcher meeting with Hofstadler and Michel. Three-run seventh, a 5-run eighth, and now we'll see head coach, Coach Greenspan, out there. There is movement in the bullpen. So with one out, we could see a change, and we will. So Northwestern will bring in a new pitcher, Sam Michel. All done. 14-5, 8 runs scored in the last two for Georgia Tech. Now a new arm on the other side. Freshman from Atlantic Beach, Florida, coming in to get Northwestern to the 9th. Run rule is in effect, so if Georgia Tech gets one more, that'll wrap this one up. But they'd like a final shot at it, and De Loretto will try and get them there.
And they just put up the numbers for Rogers' second home run, 111, dead center, 416.
It's been a crazy day for the Georgia Tech offense, and really Drew Rogers and Ryan Zuckerman.
Yeah.
5 home runs have been hit today by those two players. 3 for Zuckerman, 2 for Rogers.
And that's what they're going to talk about, right? As they should. Big days, career days from both of them. Then you also, like we were talking about, you look back at it, the bullpen since the first inning has really shut this game down and allowed for Georgia Tech to kind of claw their way back in the game and then late on take a big lead.
James Ramsey looking to go 11-1. One of the best starts there has been in Georgia Tech history.
9-run lead. You got 1 out left, but if Georgia Tech scores 1 more run this inning, I think that run rule's in effect. It'd be game over.
Two outs. No runners on. Coleman Lewis gets jammed. Throw to first is good. And it will go into the 9th inning. 14-5. Georgia Tech now up big on Northwestern, looking for the sweep.
Right. He knew it was going to happen. You watch him tracking the ball. He's picking up his head. He's looking at the ball, looking at the wall. He knows where he's at. So it's not kind of like a hard crash. You see he knows reaches last second for the fence, knows where he's at. He knows he's going to go over, but it's a lot better than running into one of those full speed not knowing where it is.
Oh, 2 count. Barfield. Fouled off again by Jack Lausch. Hitting .225 this season. Well, he's 1 for 3 on the day. Scored a run. Did strike out once. Gets a piece. Now a strikeout.
2 in a row. Barfield coming up with 2 strike heaters, kind of poking that ball in. He's starting on the other side of the rubber, right? So as a hitter, that fastball that's coming in is kind of on like an angle. It's kind of like that, more of a instead of the direct angle on like if you were standing in the middle of the mound, right? Going into a lefty, it's going to be more angled. It's going to be a harder pitch to hit.
Out towards right. Advincula comes back from second. He was playing deep and gets 1 out.
Yeah, good job there. Good talk. You see Broch just hit the brakes last second. Ja calls him off. And then just good pitch, right? Good breaking ball, 2 strikes. Little off the end cap, ball hangs up there. Ja's able to get under it.
So Barfield brings up Ryan Kucherak. Been on base twice, no hits, but a walk and a hit by pitch. There he gets good contact. Burris diving, couldn't get it. He was booking it from center, nearly there.
Had to cover a lot of ground there, and I think that's also like, right, you talk about Drew Burris being able to do a lot of things. Drew Burris also plays the game as hard as anybody else in the country. Like, this guy is up 9 in the 9th inning, right, with nobody on, 1 out, and he is absolutely hustling. It's so easy to hit the brakes on that, right? Let it fall, not have to worry about diving. He's going all out trying to make a play for his pitcher no matter what the score is, just playing the game instead of playing the score.
Gets in for a first strike. Jackson Freeman has had a really good day. 3 for 4. .429 average on the season, leading the way for Northwestern. Fouled off, 0-2 count lead for Barfield. One runner on first in Kucherak. And drops for a single in front of Daniel. Freeman on first.
Another really good swing. Like he hit the double right down the line, right? Saw it deep, kind of flicked it over there. We go back to that kind of same swing right here, right? See it deep, quick hands, really good swing, low line drive oppa.
Barfield needing 2 more outs. Last year, 20 appearances out of the bullpen, second most on the team.
Talk about getting those insurance runs like last inning, right? 5. If that doesn't happen, you're in a 4-run ball game right now with 2 guys on, 1 out, and 1 guy up at the plate. You've got the game tying run is on deck. So it takes a lot of pressure off your pitcher and off your defense when you're able to do things like that.
Even 1-1 against Noah Ruiz. 1-1 pitch. Holds off on the outside. And Ruiz just under 400 on the year, 394. Everyone else below 300. Carried the weight of the offense, but today, multiple hitters. Ruiz, Brocious calls it ahead of the warning track. Tag up from Kucherak and heads to third. Runners on the corners.
Now batting number 9, Nick Barron.
Brings up Nick Barron, freshman, 0 for 4 today. Brett Barfield, a chance to wrap this up. Georgia Tech up by 9. They trailed by 4 after the top of the first. It was a 34-minute top of the first inning. Did have an RBI in the 5th on his ground out. Right back to the pitcher. Oh, 1. Ball now even. Barfield mostly used last year as a lefty specialist. 13 2/3 innings. 1-1 towards center. 1 run will score for Northwestern as Kucherak crosses the plate, and 2 on.
A really good swing there. It's funny if you're watching the ball from up here. Barron squared that ball up so well. It knuckled. It kind of took off like it was going more towards left center, and then took a hard turn right. That's what happens when you barrel up the ball so good. You hit it right on the right perfectly. Kind of knuckles out there, and it's a little hard, especially as an outfielder. Drew Burris out there. That ball is going to do a lot of weird things on its way to you, so you got to slow the game down. Make sure you really secure that baseball.
So James Ramsey is going to bring Brett Barfield out and make a change. 1 out needed to get out of the game. We'll step aside. Be back for the final one. Caden Campbell, senior from Cincinnati, Ohio, will try and get it done. Jake looking at the numbers from last year, 17 appearances and trusted arm right now. Look at the strikeouts to balls, 28-9.
Yep, that's like what we were talking about, right? If you want to know if a guy's got good stuff, strikeouts and innings pitched, he's striking out more than a guy an inning. Caden Campbell has really good stuff, and you go to him right here, not because, right, Brett Barfield could have closed out that game and kept going. Maybe it's more of a Caden Campbell didn't have his best outing in the midweek against Georgia State, right? Get him a little more game action, get him his feel back, make sure we're good, get that confidence back so we can get rolling next week.
Campbell. Owen McKelpatrick swing and a miss. Had a second to start the day in the first. Since then, hasn't found a hit. Struck out in the fifth, flew out to right field in the eighth. 303 hitter last year. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Campbell, opportunity to end it. 2 outs, 2 runners on, top of the ninth. Outside. One-two count. Bounces low. Comes in at 76 miles per hour. Caden Campbell, 2 innings pitched this year. Just 4 hits against him. Even count. Too far inside, fills it up after starting with 2 strikes. Runners on first and second, so a walk would fill the bases. And it does. Bases loaded with 1 out left to go for Caden Campbell and the Jackets.
And now if you're Georgia Tech, you're really happy that you were able to score those runs in the 8th inning, or stuff is starting to get a little scary here.
Pinch hitting for Northwestern, number
So
19,
if
Jake Yang.
Jake Yang, who's pinch hitting here, grand slam would make it 10. And then they're down by 4.
Yeah, they've got a little to go. That's why if you're Georgia Tech, you're really happy that your guys on offense were able to do that. It takes a lot of pressure off. If you didn't get that done right now, you're kind of squeezing the ball a little tighter, right? People in the field a little more nervous. Guys up at the plate have more energy. And it gets a lot scarier right back to Caden.
There's the flip and the final out. A win for Georgia Tech, 14-6. Started out down 4, got the win. Jake, what are your takeaways from that one?
Yeah, it was really good. Honestly, both sides of the baseball, we talked about it all game, did a really good job. Northwestern battled back, Georgia Tech back and forth, and then obviously the relievers for Georgia Tech held that game, and you had guys like Zuckerman and Rogers who had really, really big days. Powered GT to a win today.
Huge days for those two. 3 home runs for Ryan Zuckerman. Drew Rogers had 2, and Georgia Tech gets a big win. 14-6 your final score for Jake DeLeo. Our entire crew, I'm Nick Claus saying so long from Atlanta. A great day for baseball. Thanks for